Hi viewers, welcome to my channel and Easy Step to English Grammar. Tonight I am going to live stream how to use infinitive and how to combine two or more than two simple sentences into one simple sentence by using infinitive. Okay? I am discussing serially. First day I discussed participle. Second day I discussed absolute phrase. And on third day I am going to discuss infinitive. I am going to discuss infinitive. And you know that infinitive is also a non-finite verb which can be used both as subject and as predicate, that is complement to the verb. Complement to the verb. Okay? And many grammarians say that infinitives can be used both as subject and object. So, let us take some examples. Hello, viewer. Please tell your friends that I am live streaming and the topic of discussion is infinitive, the basic English grammar. The basic English grammar on which your writing, your speaking capability, and also your fluency in English entirely depend. For example, to worship or to serve, to plus present form of the verb, to plus present form of the verb is infinitive. Clear? Hello my viewers. To plus present form of the verb is infinitive. For example, to serve mankind is to worship God. Is to worship God. To serve mankind, to plus present form of the verb serve, it is non-finite verb. Is to serve mankind is to worship God. So to plus worship is also infinitive and it is acting as the object to the verb is. Okay, there is only one finite verb in the sentence, that is. Okay. Now let us take another example. For example, to swim in the river is a good exercise. To swim in the river is a good exercise. Okay. So to swim, that means swimming. Swimming is gerund, but to swim to plus present form of the verb is infinitive. It is acting as the subject, but non-finite verb. Okay? Another example, let us take, for example, we eat to live. We eat to live. You see that to eat, present form of the verb, to plus present form of the verb. So, we eat to live. To plus present form of the verb, live, is infinitive. But here, infinitive has been used as purpose. What is the purpose of eating? The purpose of eating is to live. Okay? Another example. Last night, I read for a long time only to make a brilliant result in English. To make. So it is also purpose. Okay. To smoke is injurious to health. That is, smoking is injurious to health. To smoke. So to smoke is infinitive. To plus present form of the verb. Okay? To smoke is injurious to health. To drink alcohol means to damage the liver. So to damage, infinitive, to drink, infinitive. Okay? To plus present form of the verb. Okay? So infinitive can be used both as subject and object. Infinitive can be used for purpose. Hello. If this video comes to your benefit, why don't you press the bell icon to subscribe my channel, An Easy Step to English Grammar, or like and comment. Okay? For example, another example I am taking, sir, discuss perfect infinitive. Okay. There is no problem, perfect infinitive. For example, I wished to have finished my work within the night. Okay. I wish to have finished. Perfect infinitive can be used in this way, or you may say that he made a long journey. He made a long journey, or he undertook a long journey to have completed his desire for reaching the goal. Okay. Perfect infinitive, to have. Okay. Another example. Only to have quenched his thirst. Only to have quenched his thirst, he had to cross a field of 3 miles. Okay? Step by step, I am discussing. It will take a time, my dear viewer. For example, infinitive. So I have discussed two ways of use infinitive. First, subject and object. Then infinitive for purpose. And then I am going to discuss, I will discuss another day gerundial infinitive, infinitive in the continuous, perfect infinitive. All these peculiarities will be discussed in another lesson, and in detail I will discuss. Now I am going to discuss infinitive in the negative sense. Infinitive in the negative sense. As for example, he is so miser that he did not spend a farthing for the education of his children. Now, it can be converted into infinitive in the negative sense. For example, he was too miser to spend a farthing for the education of his children. Infinitive in the negative sense. To, to, and to. For example, he is too hard to be broken. Here you see that infinitive in the passive sense. Okay. Mr. Samantha, you see infinitive in the passive sense. For example, he is too hard to be broken. To be broken, it is in the passive sense, but in the negative sense. Okay. For example, another example I am going to give you. He is too thirsty to wait for a glass of water. He is too thirsty to wait for a glass of water. That means he is so thirsty that he cannot wait for a glass of water. Okay. Another example from Oscar Wilde's story, The Happy Prince. He was too shy to protest anything loudly. Okay. Then he was so shy that he could not protest against anything loudly. Thus, I have categorically discussed infinitive as subject and object, infinitive for purpose, infinitive in the perfect sense, infinitive in the passive sense, and also infinitive in the negative sense. And the next lesson I will discuss gerundial infinitive, perfect infinitive, and also in the continuous sense. Okay? So thank you. Good night. Stay safe, stay mellow. Like, comment, share and subscribe please. Thanking all of you. Good night.